Alright guys, hello and welcome back. This is a bit of a unique situation or battle for us today. We have a cool battle replay. This is me against some AI, and if you don't recognize this map, well, that's because this is something that is coming in the update to the mod, which will be a minor update to add Saxony, and then at least this scenario battle. I might add another if I have time, as well as some other small minor updates. But this is a kind of a recreation of the Battle of Holocene. That's Holowczyn. This was a battle that took place in 1708 between Russia and the Swedish Empire, or Kingdom of Sweden. After Charles, defeated the Russians at the Battle of Narva. Quick plug, I have a documentary on that that's quite fun. If you want to check that out, it'll be linked below in the description. But after the Battle of Narva, the Russian forces reeled back into their homeland. Some small contingents were sent to support the Saxon army in Poland, but after like 6 years of fighting in Poland, the Saxons were defeated along with the Russian forces there, and the Swedes, now the King Charles the 12th, King of Sweden, was able to focus his efforts once again on the Russians, and he decided he wanted to march on Moscow. There was two potential routes he could take. One was a direct route, but it had to cross the Dnieper River and one other river in order to achieve that. And so most people expected him to go the safer route, which was heading further south and then up through Ukraine area and whatnot. It would avoid a lot of the major river crossings, but still allow an attack on Moscow. However, that would take a lot longer. We got some Russian reinforcements. So after it became apparent that Charles was taking the direct route, the Russian forces began defending river crossings, and this is a tributary of the Dnieper River, and the Russian forces set up on the banks. There is a high ground over here that the Russians occupied, and then there's a high ground just across from the town of Holocene, which was over here. And in between was this big marshy lowland that the Russians thought, oh, no one can attack that, that's not worth defending. So they just fortified their two positions, and King Charles, of course, was like, hey, let's divide and conquer. So he took his forces and he crossed right between the two forces and managed to smash one, and the other one withdrew. In this scenario, I can't recreate that perfectly. So we have, the main Russian force over here, and then the reinforcements start all the way up on this ridge, and they have to march all the way around and down here, or they have the alternative option, which is what my cavalry is taking, is marching this way all the way around and then going down this little trail, I guess, to support the other army here. Now these are controlled by AI because, of course, I'm still in the testing phase and planning it all out, but this still turned out to be a really fun battle. So I'm going to kick it into play and we'll enjoy this one. This is a bit of a long battle, just to warn you. So you may wish to get a drink. I have a drink, and I would recommend you get one as well. Anyways, hopefully once we get some more people having this mod, this will be a fun multiplayer matchup. Because the Russians actually have more troops than the Swedish, but the Swedish have to attack, and the Swedish have very veteran troops. So it turns out to be quite a close thing. And the Swedes have a lot of cavalry. Alright, here comes some initial contact. Spotted some Swedish artillery. My forces are on the move. I have my Kazansky regiments line up to defend because they can form a type of less effective square, but a tight square. And then my Sibirsky Polk are going around this way to hopefully set up here and stop any enemy intrusions. Those units ran to the battlefield, so they're exhausted, and so I'm marching these ones down to keep them fresh, or active at least. So they're more effective at fighting once the enemy reaches them. Let's see if we get in range of that enemy artillery. Also, this battle took place at starting at 3 a.m. So I set it in the morning, which looks nice. It's not accurate to 3 a.m. because you wouldn't be able to see anything. But this isn't too bad. Ooh, that was a close one. There's another artillery piece back here, it looks like. And now we've spotted the Swedish horde, which has crossed. Actually, I shouldn't put it into slow. Just endure a little lag with me for now because we need to get through the battle because it takes a long time. Oh, and the first volley. Moving forward. I don't think I got any kills with that volley on these 3-pounders. So I'm trying to move forward to get a better angle. Sounds like it's killing somebody. Maybe back there. Ooh, got some canister into our regiment there, but they should return fire anytime now. Oh, here they go. Oh yeah. Killing the cannoneers, slowing down their reload, allowing the other unit to move forward. Good stuff. Now, the Swedes have a lot of very good cavalry, and as the Russians, I sent my cavalry this way to protect the main, because there's another crossing right here. This is the main crossing that the Russians thought the Swedes were going to take. So they're all lined up to attack that one, or defend that one. And with the AI, sometimes it bull rushes this with its cavalry. So I sent my cavalry here to help protect my AI ally. The Sibirsky Polk are gloriously marching. Reinforcements are getting close. Look at that, we drove off one cannon crew. Oh, it looks like we got some Swedes returning fire. Killing a few. Although I lost a few Russians from whatchamacallit, canister. Really, these forces aren't expected to do a whole lot, but to slow the enemy as much as possible. Let's follow some pikes. Sviagara, Golda. Is that? I think the A with the umlauts over it makes almost an O-ish sound. I'm not sure exactly. Alright, they withdrew their Ooh, that was a good volley. Putting a hateful fire down on these Russians. I guess those are my guys, so I shouldn't talk bad about them, but they are getting chewed up. It's pretty cool with the sparks coming towards you. And a massive volley here broke these guys, and now they're sending in their cav to ride them down. That's a good 1-2 punch by the AI. Yeah, both units broke, and my general here is, I'm still bringing up the rest of my reinforcements, so I was hoping to get them out of this little canyon way before the enemy broke through, but nope. The enemy has broken through. Only my Sibirsky Polk got out, which are now right here, preparing to defend the approaches. My AI ally here is got his cannon set up. That's good. Oh, he's worried about this cavalry, and apparently for good reason. It killed some of his artillery. Here's my Cossacks, and then I have some light dragoons. Oh, but here we have, so they already have forced us back. This one is shattered. Did my other Russian unit escape? Where did it go, if it did? Oh, it did. Got to here. Made it back to the Sibirsky Polk. But that is a lot of Swedish troops coming down this little roadway. Yikes. Lots of Swedish troops. And they're trying to sneak past our square, but getting caught and wigging out a little. And this creates a bottleneck, so this one unit, even though they're not doing great against my, it says they're winning because they're killing the extra troops here that we're trying to rout, but they're holding up my whole formation, you know, so they do their job well. Looks like we missed a little skirmish here. Some cav tried to charge out of the woods. We managed to drive them back. These ones are falling back voluntarily. Charging with cav in the trees is very difficult to accomplish effectively, but you know, it is what it is. AI can't know everything. I have some lifeguard of horse. These guys are extremely dangerous because there's all 300 of them. They're slow moving but hard hitting. Meanwhile, our square is still getting in trouble a little bit. Probably could have set this one to fire at will. Oh yeah. Kill the horseman. That was a bad accent, I'm sorry. There are 2 more Hussar regiments coming in. Also, every Swedish unit is, like their names. Well, every infantry unit is the actual infantry unit that was present at this battle. The Russian units are harder to track because they were named after their colonels. So I did the best I could. Some of them are obvious, like I have some Rostovsky somewhere. Kiev, that one is real. Thought I had some Rostovsky, but maybe not. Anyways, so yeah, it's kind of a little cool touch of historical accuracy in there. Firing through the trees. This unit is trying to sneak around my flank. They're kind of glitching on the little pathway and getting some good shots on them. Check in with my ally over here. Looks like he spotted Swedish cavalry, which did see off this unit. These, my allies have the Rostovsky. Oh, and there the Cossacks go, giving a nice volley to the Swedish, who are already wavering. That's good. Meanwhile, let's check back over here. My light dragoons are trying to see off the Drabant car, which was actually at this battle, and their general, the Drabant car general, actually got killed in this battle. Alright. My infantry broke, unfortunately, so I'm having to reform, reorganize these cav units, trying to get around my flank. Actually kind of succeeding. I was microing my cavalry at this point, so I wasn't paying that close attention. Holding on here in melee, a brutal melee that we will lose, but the Siberians will sell their lives dearly. And now we have the dreaded cav moving forward. My cav here is dealing with some Swedish nobles, but Swedish nobles are better in melee than our light dragoons, and so they'll win that in a prolonged. And we definitely lost about 50, or killed about 50 enemy troops, but another light dragoon charge. Let's check back over here in this little bottlenecked battle. Swedes are putting down a pretty bad fire. Oh, we had a lot of units routing because some hussars got all the way behind, and so we are scrambling at this point. The Swedes are in trouble, or not the Swedes, the Russians are in trouble. The Swedes are pouring through this gap, and instead of following their historical route to attack this army, they're going for my army over here, the reinforcement army, and harassing these forces with cavalry. Let's check back. I did manage to withdraw and reform my lines. Finally broke that Hussar regiment. They were very effective, as you can see. All the Russian bodies, although we did kill a lot of their cav. Which is crucial because cav is the biggest weakness against these untrained Russian troops over here. Once my AI compatriot gets his stuff together, he can be a dangerous force to the weakened Swedes. So my job right now is to hold on and weaken the Swedes as much as possible. There we go. We're going to move forward and lay down some fire. This is very scenic, isn't it, with that lighting? We'll get nice. Beautiful. Some Swedish cavalry coming back from the flank again. As we fight around this little homestead. These guys are formed up in square, ready to be attacked from all sides. And the Swedes just seem unwilling to commit to the full charge, and that's costing them heavily right now. I also lined up some troops on the ridge to fire on the enemy cavalry. And we are cutting into these Swedish forces like a scythe. They're sending more cavalry, but let's check over here real quick. The lifeguard of horse is now chasing off my Cossacks. Despite their best efforts, they're not killing too many. I did withdraw my one Cossack here, so that's good. Let's check back to this corner of the map. Where is it? There it is. I was worried about the incoming cav here. And so I formed up a square supported by firing lines here and looks like we are getting some withering fire on the cavalry, and they are broken. But more cavalry, some Varvade dragoons, Varvade, I don't know. I don't really know how to pronounce Swedish things. Alright, reforming the lines for more efficient firing drill. Swedes do some disorganized firing before we're trying to reform up. There's a good volley there. Oh, they almost got a volley off. That's the thing about AI. Alright, my Kaldorski finally broke, though they killed many of the enemy in the meantime. And now these guys can rain down fire from the ridge above. Swedes really haven't made much progress over here so far. Still struggling to organize, but they have many troops still left, many that we can't see. And they're even starting to send troops over towards this main Russian force. Looks like we've crossed, some of our Russian troops have crossed the river and are pushing back the Swedish hunters. That's good. Oh, this flank, so far, nothing too crazy is happening. And now this lifeguard of foot, that's King Charles's personal units. Oh, the Varvade Dragoons dismounted to fire on us. But a devastating fire is coming down from the Russians. And with so many units breaking, oh, we got another pikeman charge, maybe. Nope, they broke. The dragoons remounted and then broke. There's just this Uplands regiment left. Oh, they get a good volley off. And we got a firefight with the Ostrogotlanders down here. I am sending around a flanking regiment of Kaldorski. Ostrogotlanders, man. And the uplanders here are pushing hard. Oh, the canister goes high. Not gonna get another shot, are they? And they reach the artillery pieces. I don't know what you were aiming at. Undefended artillery pieces. Come on. My ally is letting himself go. Alright, we're almost beating this Uplands regiment here. And now we got some flanking units coming in for this one here. This Ostrogotlander. Alright, we beat them back. It's another one in square from Vastermanland. Oh, somebody had the wrong attack orders here, and now it's getting flanking fire. Brutal. We need to pull back. I don't think I realized they were set to attack like that. It's probably over here. Let's check back over here. My Cossacks. Oh, the Cossacks charged the Ostrogotlanders. Circling around to get in the rear, and these Cossacks are trying to pull back. The Ostrogotlands are wavering. This is very close. Oh, my Cossacks break. Bummer. Oh, but we got some Reviznik. Oh yeah, one volley gets them shaken. Not a super strong volley, but at least my ally is moving, you know? He's setting up. And these guys recover. Over here, things are starting to calm down a bit. These units that I recklessly sent forward are falling back. Oh. Oh, that guy just got his neck broken. That's rough. One little square here. Still alive. Forming up to face my Kaldorski. Think we should get the first volley off? Not. Pretty close. And would you look at that, with one volley sent off. That's good, that's very good. We don't want to have any protracted firefights here. We need to win, you know, without too many losses, because we have lost quite a bit of our own force. Even though the Swedish didn't fire for a long time, once they did start firing, they had a deadly effect. Although we still definitely killed more than we lost right there. And we're firing on these square formation guys. But there are plenty more Swedes still coming. Looks like the Russian allies did finally take care of that square formation that was blocking them. Hopefully they'll be moving to support my troops. Here's another lifeguard, of course. It's a smaller one though. Getting your reloads in, men. Prepare for more Swedish attackers. Be quiet before the storm. Look at this. Oh, this poor Swede. Oh, I can't look at him. Wait. There we go. He's been slain. For shit. Oh, we got a volley. The unit coming back. Sorry if there's any little background noise. There's a gun range across the river from my house, and somebody's having some fun practice. Are they gonna fire back? Yep. Very disorganized setup, but I was gonna say maybe it'll work in their favor, but it says they're losing, so don't think it is. Anyways, while that little skirmish is going on, let's see how things are going. We've shattered that unit over here. We're still pushing forward slowly, methodically. Where are my Cossacks? Ah, they're moving forward. Glorious. Look at all the cavalry. This is one big cavalry battle over here. Oh, and the Lifeguard is getting ready to push. Here they're going. Supported by some Vostermanland. What I didn't notice until the very end of playing this is that my ally actually pushed on this left side. So he sent his hunters and then one unit. Let's see, I think it's this one. Yeah. Butirsky Polk, and he ends up making his way all the way across and recrossing over here, which is pretty epic. He does a good job. Look at this Chad. Died standing. Now he's mocking the Swedish who dare to try and invade Russia. What a legend. Let's zoom in on him. Oh no. Alright. Yeah, that was a crash. I'm not going to try and zoom in on this guy again. Running OBS and this game with so many troops is not a fun thing to try and render everything. And that's what happens when you hit the N key. So, computer wasn't a fan of that move. But here we are, back in the action. Whew. That was a hot minute of fast forwarding. Also, those guys are looking nice, you know? Some good looking Swedes. My troops are putting down a good fire. Winning, so we are definitely winning. I was trying to think of another word, but I just went with what the game told me. Keep hearing guys get hit, but I don't get to see them fall. Ooh, there we go. That was a big volley by the enemy, I bet. But with the advancing Lifeguard afoot, I decided to pull back to the safety of this hill where I can have more troops firing at once. Just look at that battlefield. Full of carnage. They're really committing to taking us out over there. Meanwhile, their light dragoons are causing a bit of a problem here to my ally who's sending in reinforcements. My Cossacks have finally broken. They tried to take on the light dragoons and just were outnumbered. Getting everybody up and in formation. Just look at this. Oh, absolutely brutal battlefield. Brutal and beautiful with the sun in the sky, the early morning sky, when the smoke starts to fill it. Oh, and it looks like now they're realizing the danger over here of all of our Russian reinforcements. We finally saw off these light dragoons. Once again, another massive unit, which makes it very dangerous. So we have a little lull here on our flank, which I'm fine with. Let my guys rest up. Fresh, 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 very tired, and fresh. Alright, so apparently only these guys. Oh. And the Skovsky could use a little rest, but the Kiev are the biggest guys who need their rest. Looks like we got... Oh no, these are the broken light dragoons. The Swedish artillery is pulling back. Unfortunately, the Russians are also pulling back, and I don't know why. Keep pushing forward, men. Oh, maybe because these guys recovered. Get back to the safety of this square formation, men. And now they turn around. Oh, they get some shots off. Oh, dragoons try dismounting, but then they break because they get charged by the Russian forces there. And with the enemy pulling back, I decided to march forward, but it looks like Lifeguard of Horses moving our way. That's dangerous. Oh. Our buddies, the hunters, have routed the enemy over here, and it looks like they're ready to come and support us. Perhaps with... Where is that unit? Should be somewhere around here. Oh, there it is. Those guys. The Swedes here aren't really sure where they should attack. I have square formation set up so that I can get a volley off and then retreat these guys behind the squares. But it looks like the Swedes have decided, you know what, we're going to take on these forces. Look at that massive unit forming up. The only bummer about using the Lifeguard afoot when it's so big is it's really unwieldy. So if you're on the attack, you got kind of slow and methodical with your Lifeguard afoot. But the two Lifeguard units are attacking in tandem. Did we get a square forming here? Not many Russian units can form square, so... Alright, those Lifeguards fired a volley and are advancing. Let's check back. Where is our... Our guys are now moving forward, hoping to support our ally. And this cavalry here is pushing down the slope slowly. They're very dangerous. And the rest of the Russians don't seem to recognize that all too much. Will they get another volley off here? Perhaps? No? Oh, here we go. Ooh, they receive a volley. And decide to pull back. It looks like they're okay with that because this cav unit hasn't even lost that much, and it is pushing, it's causing some panic on that right flank of the allied Russians. Meanwhile, I'm trying to push out of my formation here and getting chewed up by these fresh enemy line infantry units. There's one here. these faster? Is this all one? I can't tell. And some there. Tried to move forward to have double ranks, but this unit broke immediately. This one is taking heavy losses. At least it's putting up a fight, you know? Oh. I have more units taking their place though. That's the Russian way, right? And these units are shattered, but they're running through our guys and disrupting. I'm getting less guys firing because of that. So I decided to shift them over here in a second. Also, the smoke is looking nice. Swedes pulling back. It looks like their lifeguard are just pouring down, causing mass rout issues. Look at that. The morale of the Russian forces is broken over there. Let's look at this guy. This Rostovsky Polk is just marching. And soon we got our hunters here. They're moving into support. That's very kind. Very kind. That? Oh no. Taking some shots at the lifeguard. So it looks like the Swedish cav almost single-handedly pushed back this whole group. However, they got hung up on this Kaldorski square, and that's going to allow some of these units to reform, as is already starting to happen. Although they shattered that unit there, that's pretty good. An impressive push by the Swedes, and a bit of a desperate last stand there. And I am by no means a powerhouse. I've got these two lines, and these two lines, and this one I don't think, well, I think it might eventually recover. I don't remember exactly. But now, looks like they're forming up to face me, and that is a dangerous prospect. One volley from that could break both these units. Although they are getting picked off by the hunters over here, it looks like. Way to go, hunters! And yeah, I wasn't gonna stand there and wait for a giant volley to come in, so I pulled back those guys. Over here, the cavalry is still hung up on the square, which is now being supported by more Russian infantry. That's very good. The rest are starting to recover at least a little bit. Panic is starting to settle down there. And I kind of cowardly withdrew into my little hidey hole here. And that left my allies' hunters a bit exposed. We just gotta, I feel like this was the peak moment, whereas if we can, if the Russians can see off the Swedish cav, the Russians have a good shot at being able to overwhelm the remaining forces. And I'm not about to leave my ally out there by himself. Sending forward Bertursky as well, so I fire into the backs of the Swedes with my troops over here. Guys are shaking and wavering, so that's not a good sign. Oh, I just missed that nice volley. Now the guys are reforming to shoot at my guys. So I'm trying to get them the heck out of Dodge. Run into the cover of this hill here. Or just forward, I guess. This is what I'm talking about this unit being powerful but unwieldy. When you're trying to switch targets like that, it can be a very slow and costly process. And now the numbers are starting to wear on the Swedes, who have spent their momentum. Now they have some strong units here still, but there are just a lot of Russians still moving forward now. 6-pounder there. The lifeguard gave a volley and looks like broke both the hunters and the Bertiersky. Without too many losses, but just that much firepower at once would be a frightening prospect. And now I'm going into full engagement mode. I'm gonna fight these guys. Oh, these ones were out of ammo, so I sent them forward. And it looks like we got more friendly fire than enemy kills there. Ooh. Looks like they tried to assault the hill and got thrown back. Ah, but they did break that Västergötland Dahl unit, which is good finally. Oh, and this is important. Carlos Rex, who's the infantry commander in this unit, just died. That's the King of Sweden has fallen. And so with that, the morale of the remaining Swedish units is definitely been shaken. They try a desperate push and actually drive back multiple Russian units. I'm sending some reinforcements that way though. And together we should be able to take them on. These guys are still just taking attritional losses from both flanks. They get a nice volley there. And these guys are their losses are mounting up rapidly. They fire a volley and pull back, as any reasonable person might do. And now as they're trying to reform, we're getting some good volleys of our own. Even moving forward to get a better angle. Another flanking volley. These guys just don't quit. I love it. Let's check back over here. Small firefight going on. The Vasterman Lenders shooting at this square while getting shot at from behind. My reinforcements are on the way. Getting distracted by all these routing Swedes. And finally, the lifeguard is wavering. And that's very important because this is a unit that boosts the morale of other units nearby. They do get not a super strong volley, but a decent volley off on my troops here. And all of my troops are running quite low on ammo at this point. And look at this. When they return fire, they are deadly. That unit just got chewed up. Got a 3-pounder trying to pull back. So I am forced to pull back. This flank. Swedes are getting into their funny column formation to fire down. This is like, because they're on a hill, they can fire over each other's heads, which is a funny little exploit, but it works. It's definitely not the most efficient setup though, for sure. And that's another of my units broken by that lifeguard of foot who just does not quit. But we can tell the tide is turning. Definitely came down to be a closer one than I was expecting though. Beautiful, beautiful. Check back. Even with over 50% casualties, these guys standing firm. They're now severely outnumbered, but their superior training can inflict heavy casualties despite their limited numbers. There's a nice volley there. Alright, my other unit has now joined the fight and broken. Looks like with like one volley. We broke that in Delta Regiment of the Swedes. Which means it's just the lifeguard of foot. So I'm marching up to bring the pressure. As the Swedes are distracted to the front by our allies from Butursk. We'll get a nice volley. Oof, that guy got shot right in the back of the head. And that sets the enemy to wavering. And there we've done it. Finally broke the lifeguard of foot. Now our troops are charging in to finish off the job, but it is not necessary because that is the end. So here you have some numbers. I thought I was this. Yeah, I don't know why it said I was this player. I was playing as General Sheremetyev with the reserve force. As you can see, we have about 8,000 troops, and the Swedes have about almost 6. Historically, this battle was 12,000 Swedes against like 24,000 Russians, but only 8,000 or 9,000 Russians actually ended up fighting because many were further off in that camp to the north. So try to reflect that as best as I could at 50%. So hope you guys have enjoyed this little scenario battle. I know it was a bit long, but hey, I had fun. And if you guys want to hit the like, consider subscribing if you're not. And yeah, have a great one. I'll see you another time. Bye.